3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point, you realized you were married into crazy.
And that's what our podcast is all about. We offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as we unpack this crazy thing called marriage.
So sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Married into Crazy with Snooks and Lovey. I'm Lovey.
I'm Snooks.
And as always, we welcome each and every one of you back because you do have so many choices. And we're just happy that we're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I do not. Okay, y'all, I just got to get this out. So before the podcast started, Lovey was in here primping, making sure his hat was all good. He was fixing his collar and, rearranging, readjusting. So I was like, yeah, okay, you don't ever talk about me.
So if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see that we're wearing some Married into Crazy gear. We've got the new logo. We're trying out another company that was recommended by one of our consultants, and we're extremely pleased.
Yeah.
The last time we attempted this, I was trying to do it on my own, and it was
good, babe. It was good. I'll give you your props. I mean, it's always going to be a learning thing. That was new for you.
True.
You know.
So that's when we realized, let the professionals do what they do.
I mean, when we saw this, we were like, okay. I mean, I still like our regular old shirts too.
Oh, well, a shout out to Panda Commission, because Panda Commission has been holding our hand and guiding us down the path of success. And it's funny. I keep sending stuff to him like, okay, this is what I want to put out.
Yeah.
And he's
he's telling Lovey to stay in your lane, bruh.
Pretty much.
Please stay in your lane.
In a very nice way.
In a very nice way. And it's so funny because I just look at Charles's face and Charles is like, not trying to be hurtful, but he's like,
right.
No, just send me what you need done and let me do it.
So Panda Commission has been the mastermind behind our logo change, our podcast cover change, and some of the gear. The store should be opening up on marriedintocrazy.com sometime in December. We'll definitely let you guys know when all that takes place. But so if you like the gear that you see, we're going to be posting probably a few things on social media. It's all things Married into Crazy. We'll get that out there as well. But we want to get into another podcast. Well, let me just say this before.
Okay, thought we were doing that.
We are, but before we start, because I always forget, and we put it at the tail end. This is another thing that Charles and Panda Commission has been on our butts about, and that is, can you let people know how to follow you?
Gotcha.
Let people know how to hear you more, to share with friends, all that. So if you would please
go to Apple Podcast. That's why I don't talk.
Apple iPod. Go to Apple iPod. No, go to Apple Podcast and subscribe to marriedintocrazy.com. If this is your first time, this is us. What you're hearing is what we do on a daily.
Yeah, I love you low-key making fun of me, but I'm okay. Don't word shame me.
I don't got to make fun of you. You do that well enough.
Wow, really? Okay.
No, but
so on the couch.
Just go to Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, love, leave a review, put that 5 stars on Married into Crazy with Snooks and Lovey, and share it with your friends. If each and every one of you can share it with 2 to 3 friends, that would be phenomenal. Because what we're really trying to do is we have these amazing conversations, and people have actually stopped us and said, hey, we listened to you. That content, that what you talked about, we're going through that right now. And the only way we want these conversations to happen more often in more marriages, so we can lift up the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah, please, guys, go ahead and do that, because Lovey gets recognized a lot, and I think he likes that. So
it's not even about the recognition. It's not that at all. Because I'm like, really? You listen to us? It's funny. It's funny. We went from, it started off with just our
cousins. We were just talking about this earlier today. We were in San Francisco and we were walking back from having breakfast at Brenda's. And I was like, remember when the podcast first started? It's like, I was never imagined other people would be listening to us talk,
It's funny, but we're thankful. I know we're listened to in over
Grateful.
30 countries. Yes. And we've got emails and stuff that we probably should start reading again. I always forget. We need a manager that's going to make sure we do the stuff we're supposed to do. But it's nice to know that it's not just us. It's the covenant of God and the sanctity of marriage. And we have these discussions. We feel a lot of times that they're just blessed. And for anyone to be able to take the information either we're sharing or the couples that we bring to you, and they have an opportunity to share. If there's a spark, if there's something that breathes life into your existing marriage or gets you prepared for marriage, you know what, we're doing our job. And I feel like that's why God led us to do this.
Yeah. There's so many people who go through things. A lot of us think that we're the only ones that may be in our particular circumstance. And it's always good to hear another perspective or how someone else, oh, I did deal with that. So how'd you get through it or whatever?
You know, if you want to learn more, if you want to be on the podcast and you're a Facebook person, make sure you check out Iron Tribe, the marriage community. That's our free community where you can actually be with other like-minded couples and singles, individuals that are trying to learn more, because we try and drop nuggets in this. Again, not just us, we pull in information from other sources and we share it as best we can. Of course, there's stuff from the podcast, and there's like little added things that traditional social media doesn't get from us, but it's not about us. It's about, again, all things marriage that we're trying to share because we're trying to learn and grow our marriage as well. But that's a great community where you can go, and we're going to be doing some things. As a matter of fact, on December 11th, we are going to be doing a vision board party where we're inviting all the couples, or I should say all the individuals that are a part of the Iron Tribe community. We're going to do a live with all of them in a room that's only going to be available through the Iron Tribe, the marriage community. And we're going to have a vision board party. So we're going to be putting together visions, our own individual visions, and building these boards for 2022. And it's all about having a vision for your marriage in the upcoming year. And so that's going to be exciting. We want to do that for you and with you as well.
I already know I have a mine.
What you got on yours already?
I'm going to have a maid.
Yeah, well, we can't.
Shout out to Terrell and Courtney,
who you will hear in an upcoming episode. Speaking of Terrell and Courtney, you're gonna meet that couple, amazing couple. You're gonna meet them in December. They're going to be the featured couple that we're going to be talking to. But last night, we had the opportunity to break bread with, some really cool people in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were able to get out, I won't say I was, but able to get out and just have a good time, wasn't too far from where we were staying. Great food, great company, just laughed a lot. Man, I laughed so much. It was just a lot of fun. It's good to be around, like Lovey always likes to say, like-minded people and just have great conversation and just go with it, you know.
These were true members of our Iron Tribe. There were quite a few. I don't want to say any names right now because there will be an additional shout out. But the reason why it was for like a surprise engagement party for some friends of ours. And I don't want to say their names because I didn't get their permission to actually shout them out to let them know. Actually, I'm checking right now
blast
to see if I got any response. And no response. So I'm not going to say their names because
they're celebrating.
They haven't posted on social media or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
they're just having a good,
So
it was a good time. It's always good celebrating, but especially celebrating in the name of love, so.
And it was cool because we went around the table talking about, what we saw in each of them and how we appreciate what they're doing and why they're coming together and what they can actually offer each other based on our vantage points. And I'm not going to lie, we hemmed them up in the corner a couple of times and,
No, not we. Not we.
We did.
Lovey, maybe, not we.
There were folks that wanted to leave last night and they couldn't because Snooks had the couple all in the corner laughing and joking and, it was a good time.
Let's say what? No, I didn't. Anyway, we did have a good time. It was a lot of fun and just appreciative to be included,
Absolutely.
Just very appreciative to be included and just to be a part of witnessing, the beginnings of not just the beginning of their love story, but as them coming together, taking the first step to come together as one.
And the beautiful thing is that that as a lesson.
Did y'all see that? It's on. What are you doing?
I was touching the microphone just to make sure it was on. No, but the beauty of last night was that it's a constant reminder that, even though we were with our Iron Tribe, we have to make time to get out with other couples, get out with other individuals that are invested in you as well. So we're encouraging all of you to do that. So now it's funny because Thanksgiving's coming up.
Thanksgiving's coming up. So
And the nice thing about Thanksgiving is that we all get together and, laugh at that crazy uncle or that crazy auntie, or that cousin that shows up with just some Tupperware. Uh, it's always fun to come together as a family and give thanks.
Or some drink.
Oh, right. Yeah. Everybody better bring their own. Because if you ain't put in.
No, just show up with drink.
Oh,
that's it.
True that.
Where your food at?
But what's funny is that the cousin that always shows up with the drink holds on to it like, yeah, this is mine. I'm gonna give you a little bit.
Right.
Where's your cup at? Okay, now cup's too big. No, you need a little cup. Where's your little? Get a sippy cup. Let me give you a little bit of. They'd be showing up with some. Last time we had a function like that, what they do? They brought it was one of the graduations, and they brought Douce. Everybody was drinking. I don't even know how it got popular, but there's another drink, kind of like on the line of Henny, and. So Douce is that drink, but they was like in the corner, like, oh, I got this Douce. And so they were sharing it amongst just the young cousins. They were trying not to let the older cousins or the aunties and uncles even know they had it.
I didn't know about that.
It's funny. No, it's always funny. And there's always that one uncle that shows up with his own drink. Like, no, this is my stash.
And be loud, be like, can you not be so loud? We have neighbors.
It's funny. No, it's always good. So how do you celebrate Thanksgiving? And this is a question going out to all of you. Mm-hmm. How do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah, everyone, for us, we've always in the past historically shared Thanksgiving with Lovey's side of the family until recently? I want to say honestly, before COVID, we were really always with Lovey's side of the family. But then, of course, when COVID came, we were by ourselves. We were home. But now it's like my side of the family too.
24/7. Like I don't got no family no more. And she's commandeered all the holidays.
Here we go. I don't know if y'all can hear violins or if you feeling the vibe
or a
of
baby
violins.
In the background.
Oh my God. Yeah. Throwing a big old fit.
No, but what's interesting though, is that Snooks is right. In the very beginning, before my mom passed, it was a lot of my family coming over, the aunties, even before my grandparents passed. That's when everything changed. There's always a shift in the dynamics of a family when you start to lose, the patriarch and the matriarchs.
Like the key people.
Right. The ones, the glue that kept the families together. And once the changing of the guard began to take place, there was a slight shift. Some of my family actually just moved away.
I was about to say though, but to be honest, not to cut you off, but so over the past 10 years or so, we'll say over the past 10 years, Lovey has lost his mother, his grandmother, his grandfather, two uncles,
an aunt, V.
Oh yeah. So at least 6 members of his family that were actually here who participated in the Thanksgiving.
Cousins have moved away to Texas, Arizona, and Egypt.
Oh yeah. So, his family, his particular side of the family is like pretty much dwindling. And this was just his mother's side of the family. So his sisters, one lives in Colorado. The other one, she's pretty much basically spends it with her mother. We would go over dad's house sometimes too, but now with dad being sick or not being ill, that kind of changes too. So my family, we never were like big Thanksgiving family. We've always been big Christmas. So it's like,
and they mob deep anyway. So
that's Thanksgiving was like for us, like, okay, everybody, y'all go over to y'all in-laws house, but y'all make sure that we get together for Christmas. But some of my family, they do both sides. Some of the cousins that are married, they do both sides. So we never did that really.
And see, Christmas for us has always like been her family. Everybody comes over. We would have a sprinkling of ours, and we used to even have a few friends that would drop in. I remember like when Christina and her husband dropped in, and then Terrence. And
when they lived out here.
Yeah, when they lived out here, they would come by. And so we'd always have like a little sprinkling of friends that didn't have a huge family thing. But it's funny. Now it's merged. Like, so the little bit of family I have sometimes will merge in with the mob that we call.
Wow, the mob that we call my family.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen. I mean, it is the mob, blood in, blood out.
Yeah, they
don't nobody like escape. I don't care what happens. Look, what's funny?
Some people escape. We like we don't want to see them no more.
No, what's funny? mentioned this a long time ago on the podcast, that when people get into the family, it could be a girlfriend, it could be a spouse, and then they get a divorce or they break up. But it's like once you are in this family does not let you go. It is truly a mob. It's like blood in, blood out. They
Wow.
have members, somebody that dated somebody in high school 20 years ago, and they still part of the family,
Well,
which I love. No, I love it
I was
because
about to
it's
say, don't be
family
no.
transcends blood.
Well, and that's true too, because there are some family blood members we'd be like, are they coming?
You can go.
They don't gotta come.
Hey, she ain't lying. There's some family members that were like, oh, but we
Like,
like the ex. The ex can come. But
wow, right? Seriously though. Seriously. No, but it's just one of those things where you make connections with people. Some people you make connections with. And unfortunately, if you are in a relationship and you guys break up, I'm like, well, what you did over there don't have nothing to do with our friendship or our relationship. Now, mind you, we do keep it respectful. We never like be like, oh, forget the new person or whatever. We don't care about who else you're bringing. This person is here. They're a mainstay. We make sure that we keep it respectful. We let the other person in the family know, be like, hey, such and such is coming. Are you good with that? And 9 out of 10, they'd be like, I ain't tripping off of that one. I don't care.
exactly. Now there is a threshold. Let me just say that, because we have some family members, every holiday they show up with a new chick.
Oh, if not every other
or
month.
or a new guy. And so like when that happens, okay, that person that they bring, no, you're not part of the club.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You were like socks. You were getting changed. We're not sure they ever gonna put that pair of socks on ever again.
I hate you.
You got to wear them socks
like
at least. You got to wear those socks have to be worn at least what 3-4 times.
Wow. Sucks.
And
well, I mean, I hate to admit it. That
I'm
is
right.
true. That is true. I never looked at it like socks though.
Because some of them stink. So stinky attitudes, whatever. I'm just playing.
I was about to say that is rude.
No, but sometimes they don't match.
Well,
Like
a lot of
socks.
times they don't match like socks. We being honest and keeping it real. But no, I mean we do. There are a lot of people that have been a part of our family, and some have been blessings to us.
Oh, absolutely.
And we continue and we maintain and continue the relationship. And when we say blessings, that's why that they're able to stick around, because there's never been any drama, there's never been any issues, they're not troublemakers, or and the family that they used to be with, the family part is like, hey, cool, it just didn't work out with us. I don't care if they come around or if they
But isn't that what let me ask you this. What does Thanksgiving mean to you?
What does Thanksgiving mean to me?
Yeah. And I want all the listeners to ask, to really have a moment of introspection. What does Thanksgiving really mean to you? Is it about, Christopher Columbus and
because that's Columbus Day.
Oh, is that Columbus Day?
Wow.
What's
What
Thanksgiving?
school
that
did
was-
you go
oh, that
to,
was the,
Mr. Christian Brothers?
That was the turkey
I'm gonna
breaking
need you.
bread and all
The
that.
Pilgrims.
The Pilgrims. There you go. I
Aye.
forgot what they were called. Because you know what? The reason why that escapes me is because that's not what it means to me.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving has absolutely nothing to do with Pilgrims and Native Americans and turkey and corn and all that. I mean, there's the trappings of the holiday, the food, the commercialism. But what Thanksgiving really truly means to me is just it's about
What is it?
taking a moment to give thanks for the blessings. You talked about family members or friends or people that have come into us where you form connections, where it's about blessings, right? And I feel like that's what it is. That's what Thanksgiving is about. It's about setting the stage, honestly, setting the stage for Christmas, because it's about starting that process of recognizing your blessing and getting ready for Advent and the coming of Christ. And that's our belief system. And getting ready. But I think it's like priming the pump, priming the pump.
Priming the pump. Priming the pump. For me, though, it's funny that you say that, in the sense that I'm just gonna be real and be honest about it. Thanksgiving is just a holiday for me. It's never been, like I said, I've never been big on Thanksgiving, because everyone makes a big deal about turkey. I'm not a turkey eater. I'll eat everything else at the table, and I skip over the turkey, which is supposed to be the main. That's the main dish. But I agreed, like with you, it's about this beginning of Christmas.
Okay.
Thanksgiving for me is about Black Friday.
Oh my God.
But to be honest with you, I haven't. Well, I won't say that. We went before COVID. We went Black Friday shopping. That was my first time going with the girls, as far as us like just being out there for real, for real. Um, Kiki and I have gone before, but Shanti and I maybe gone once or twice. But all three of us, just together, just the three of us, we went. So we had a good time. But I'm not. I'm thankful all the time. So maybe that's why. And I'm not saying that people that look forward to Thanksgiving, they're not thankful all the time. I'm thankful all the time. I'm thankful for a holiday where I ain't got to get up and go to work. I'm thankful for hanging out with my family and or whoever is coming over or wherever we're going. I'm thankful for that. But as far as being introspective about the actual day, it's just a holiday for me that I don't have to get up and
Interesting.
go to work. I just,
Okay.
but soon as the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday comes, all Christmas stuff comes out and I'm running around and I'm decorating the house and I'm just the happiest because Christmas is coming. And for me, it's not even just about the gifts, is that I know all my family is going to come over and everybody's just going to be here. And we're loud and we're laughing and we're eating and we're staying up late and all those things, even with the girls. So now the girls are older. Our son is older. They used to enjoy the Christmas movies. We still enjoy the Christmas movies. We do the 25 days of Christmas. They're grown-ups, but I'm
Are we
still
still sitting
like,
there and
oh yeah,
watch
I'm like,
Prep and Landing?
are we doing Prep and Landing or what are we doing? I love that. I love that. I remember as a kid, I don't know, I think I shared this before, when the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, whenever those came on TV, they only came on once a year. I would cry after it was over because I was just so into just that feeling of, oh my
I
goodness,
would have a fit if I missed it.
oh my
Even the ones I
goodness.
didn't like the Mr. Magoo.
Oh, I love Mr. Magoo.
But it was like
Well,
when
not his Christmas one. I used to just like him,
but when it came out, I
period.
was like, oh, but I gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it. Mhm.
It's like there's something about those holiday stories,
Except for the cricket and the hearth.
Oh no, I don't like the cricket and the hearth. I don't know what it is about that one. And somebody out there's like, oh, what's the cricket and the hearth? Trust me, you don't want to see it. You do not want to see it. If you behind on your sleep and you feel like you need to catch up on your sleep, then the cricket and the hearth is very good for you. It's medicinal for those individuals that have insomnia.
We were just like, what's happening here? What's going on?
No, so okay, you know what? Now we can't be talking about Christmas just yet.
Okay,
because
no, okay, I'm
Thanksgiving.
sorry. But that's kind of just piggybacking on what you said. Christmas, Thanksgiving for me is just the lead into Christmas.
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? Before we actually transition, because I do, there's a few more things I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We did get permission.
Oh, we did.
We got permission, so
okay.
We can gladly announce that we were at the engagement party for Ashley and Leslie.
Yes, it was engagement, surprise engagement dinner.
Surprise engagement dinner. We weren't actually at the
the proposal.
And Ash did a phenomenal job of prepping when she was going to propose to Les. Because it was just, I don't know if we want to tell the story because it's their story to tell.
Yeah, we won't tell the story, but we've been knowing for over a month that this was supposed to happen. And
this
then
is plan B.
Something changed. Yeah, now this was plan B. Exactly.
Because plan A fell through for some specific reasons. Nothing negative, just that Leslie's professional job was just taking off and she was hitting new heights when it came to her career. And it messed up plan A that was being planned, which was amazing in its own right.
So funny.
And so we were bugging Ash like, hey, and I just out of the blue was like, hey, so what's going on? How's plan B coming? And then she was like, oh, it was activated yesterday. And then she invited us to go to this surprise engagement party. And it was just an absolute blessing.
Nice.
So from married into crazy.
Congratulations to Ashley and Leslie.
And you know what? We love you guys. We think it's amazing that you're taking this step. Well, you know how we feel. We talked about it last night, but we just wanted to say that, with all of our listeners, we celebrate you. Mm-hmm. So that I wanted to say that, but I do have a question for you though. And we posed this as question of the month on marriedintocrazy.com.
Oh, you're not talking to me. You don't have a question.
I asked you. I'm going to ask you too.
Oh, okay.
Well, you kind of already
I don't
spilled
know,
it.
like, okay, but
You've already
okay.
spilled it. The question of the
Right,
month
right.
that we pose here on the podcast, as well as on our website, marriedintocrazy.com. And there's going to be a tab always every month going forward where it's going to be the monthly question. The question was, who do you spend your Thanksgiving with? What side of your family do you spend Thanksgiving with? And there's a spot on the website where you can actually leave a voice message. And we had quite a few different responses, but we selected 4 that we're going to be including. I said 3, but
I was about to say Lovey was trying to be cheap. I was like, come on, bro. Let's
I don't want to put them all. I mean, that's why, that way
anyway.
we get a nice spattering of different individuals, and they come from all across the United States. And that's something that I really love as well. So people from different areas have all responded. And here are the 4 that we selected.
John and April here.
Hey guys.
So we're kind of weird because during the holidays, our families get together on both sides, actually.
Yeah. So my mom calls his mom and says, so where are we having Thanksgiving this year? Where are we having Christmas this year? So this year, everybody's having Thanksgiving apart, but Christmas we're all coming to my family. So his brother and sister, his
Exactly.
mom and dad.
It's a house full of both sides of the family. And
Yes.
I guess that's weird because I think most people have in-law jokes, especially during the holidays.
Right.
Our in-law jokes are, man, can you believe we all get to be together?
Right. So I guess that's a plus for us, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. But
I like it.
I like it. We're the weird ones though.
Exactly.
Bye guys.
Hey, what's going on, Snooks and Lovey? This is Sanar Edwards Jr. I go by Ski, as you all know. Talking to you guys on behalf of my wife and I, my wife Romney and I. So we actually spend Thanksgiving and on both sides of the family, but we spend most of our time with my wife's side of the family. And for me, I don't know, I just enjoy knowing that there is white people out there that can cook. And I've been with my side of the family, of course, for my whole life, whatever, my 18 years until I moved out and joined the military and stuff like that. But you know just being in an interracial family and stuff, and just the stereotypes and biases that I was once exposed to, and thinking that white people can't cook. uh, that was just kind of all out the window for me once I experienced her family's cooking. But I don't know. It's just a lot of different things, but mainly, I just feel more comfortable over there as well. So we just tend to spend more time over my wife's side of the family, but we do visit both sides of the family.
Hey, Snooks and Lovey. So my husband and I typically celebrate Thanksgiving with my side of the family and with his side of the family. And we pretty much do that every single year. Talk to you guys later. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, what's going on? This is Dominic, and to answer the question, we usually go to both. So we usually go to my side of the family, and then we follow up by going to my wife's side of the family.
And what I find interesting is that we, Snooks and I, are in the minority.
Yeah. I was like, so the ratio is more people spend it together, or they see both sides at least on the same day, versus us. We're like Rochambeau with
With our
our
family.
family. Yeah. And other people, they make sure that they spend them together.
Which is funny because 80% of our respondents stated that they spend their holidays, their Thanksgiving, with both sides of the family.
Mhm.
And I don't know how you guys navigate that.
Yeah.
To me, that's extremely difficult, trying to go from, okay, we're going to do the first half of the day here, then we're going to do the second half of the day there. And maybe because we went from going to people's homes to hosting.
People coming over here.
So that might be part of it as well.
Yeah. So when we say hosting, we just mean hosting the building, because everyone's like, "Oh, did you cook everything?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? No, I didn't cook everything. Obviously, you don't know my family.
We cook by committee.
Oh yeah, everyone's designated. Now for Thanksgiving though, last year and this year, I'm gonna do the majority of the cooking, only because It's just
It's just a select few.
brothers and
It's
my brother and my nephew and my dad is coming over. But when it's Christmas, everybody's like, okay, we got 5 items for 5 people bringing meat, 5 people bringing whatever, So
and there's always those relatives that show up late, so you don't give them like any of the crucial
no,
parts
oh my gosh,
of
we
what needs to
learned
be
that
brought.
early. My mom be y'all don't want Linda to get upset.
All it took was one Christmas. Look, we've been married going on 25 years, and it took one time for somebody that had a main dish to show up, super late, hold everybody up from eating.
My mom was hot.
So
she wasn't the only one, but she was at the door waiting. You don't make people wait like that. And my grandmother too. Grandma don't get down like that. Well, when she was here, grandma was
and
like,
we'll talk about that more next month when we start talking about Christmas.
Sorry, I'm not back on Christmas. Sorry.
I know. See, immediately, you're just like all the retail stores.
What?
Like,
Thanksgiving get 2 minutes?
soon as Halloween, look, the day before Halloween, Lowe's had Christmas trees and decorations up all over the place.
Just bypass Thanksgiving. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like you just like all the commercial big box stores.
Whatever. Okay, so I gotta say, is my favorite caller was the one that said their moms call each other. The response.
Oh.
She's like, yeah, my mom calls his mom. What's for Thanksgiving? I think that is hilarious.
That is pretty cool.
That's so funny.
So hey, we thank all of you that everybody that called in, or not called in, but that went on to marriedintocrazy.com. And when you go to the monthly page, all of you that clicked the tab that said monthly question and left your response, thank you.
Yeah,
and
so we're going to continue doing that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We're going to continue to do that. So if your response wasn't read or posted during this podcast, just keep doing it, and we'll get you up there for Christmas.
Yep, and it's a random selection. Really, we're not playing any favorites. We just kind of said, okay, 1 through 18. What do we pick? And we just went boom, 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 and that's just who we selected. So thank you so much. I guess I just told everybody that 18 respondents.
Okay.
That's okay. But that was, we love it. We love it. Let's get up to 100, and then we can just do a whole podcast.
Be like, hey, y'all, peace.
Just so you know, sneak preview. There are going to be moments where we are going to reach out and ask you to leave it, because you have an opportunity for your voice to be heard on the Married Into Crazy podcast. So there's going to be different topics. We're starting off kind of light, simple topics, but they're going to be a little bit more difficult, sometimes controversial, I hope. I can hear it now. Okay, so I can't say my name, but I wanted to answer your question. But please don't play your podcast in Georgia. I can't risk somebody. No, so it's going to be funny. So we plan on having a lot of fun with it and bringing you in so that you can participate as well.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, even though that you're not a big fan of Thanksgiving.
I don't hate it, but okay, go ahead.
What is the one part that you're really looking forward to?
The one part that I'm really looking forward to.
And you can't say, when everybody leaves.
I wasn't going to say that.
That's usually my part, but go ahead.
I was going to say, just hanging out, it doesn't matter how many people we have over. We always just manage to just laugh and talk and just have a good time. We may have, it's funny because like football and stuff is on, but we're watching football, but it's more in the background. We're just having conversation and just talking and laughing and just having a good time together. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Just like Christmas as well as Thanksgiving. I love the stories. I get to hear stories. It seems like every year for 25 years straight, I learned something new.
A different story
about my wife's youth and what they went through and how my brother-in-law terrorized her.
Oh my gosh.
There's always a new story. And I'm like, man, it's a wonder that she is not in more therapy than what she is, because dude, it was
right. That's why every time I see him, I'm like, what'd you say? Pop. He'd be like, why you hit me? I'm like, I got like about 100,000 more to get in.
So true. That's so funny. No, so we want to thank each and every one of you for participating with us. We hope you have a blessed and safe Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to us on Thanksgiving, well, thank you for including us in your Thanksgiving day.
Yeah, you guys take advantage of the time you have with your families and loved ones and friends and stuff, because we just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. We are not guaranteed to be here. We don't know what's a lot of times what's happening with other people. There are some people that are feeling lonely, some people that are feeling sad. And I think they said that holiday time is like one of the major times where people feel most
Depressed.
depressed and stuff like that. Just and especially with the years that we've just really had, you know, for us, we've lost two family members to COVID, and there's other diseases and other things that are going on that are, and people are just losing others, and some people are still afraid to come out. They're at home, they're alone. Make sure you reach out to whoever it is. Just give a quick phone call or text or something. Let someone know that they're not alone and that you're thinking about them. That could make their day, and that, you know, just might make their Thanksgiving, you know.
Very true. You know, and on that note, and this isn't to be a sour note or anything, but um, number one, exactly what Snooks was talking about. She mentioned COVID. It's not gone, everyone. And regardless of your political beliefs, um, it's not even about that. I'm just going to ask that you be safe.
Yeah, stay safe.
Don't let your guard down, because it's, you know, you've got flu season. This is when things are getting colder. So many things can transpire, and I know that we all have that mask fatigue and COVID fatigue, and you don't want to put the mask on, take it off, and I'm over this, and we are too, to a certain extent. And I'm just going to say this: that don't let the fatigue end up costing you a family member,
Yeah,
or your own. We've had too many people around us. Yes, I've lost two family members, but we have friends that have lost spouses. We have friends that have lost other family members that are close to them.
yeah,
There's so many things that are still transpiring. It's just that it's not on top of the news. Just because you don't see it in the news every day, because the media has COVID fatigue as well. They want to move on to the next thing like they always do. Just be safe.
yeah. And like Lovey said, take care of yourselves. But within taking care of yourselves, you'll be taking care of other people.
True. And then the last thing, again, to piggyback on what Snook said, depression happens around this time. Depression happens all the time, but for whatever reason, this latter part of the year is when it really kicks in. Those of you that have been rocking with us for a long time, you know that it was around this time, um, a couple of weeks out, really, when we lost our godson at the tender age of 21
Yeah,
to suicide. He was dealing with depression. He had PTSD. There were a lot of things that were going on, and it's forever rocked our family. It's been a cascade like dominoes, and we started to discover that there were varying degrees of depression that cascaded throughout all of our youth, almost all of our youth. It's crazy, you know. Like we have kids and nieces and nephews and cousins that one event shed a light on everything that so many people are dealing with, the battles of the depression. So just because we're in the holidays and you think you're supposed to come together, and we are, to celebrate the blessings and the laughter, check in on those families. You know, sometimes behind every smile, because that year that we lost Isaiah, Thanksgiving, you know, there were smiles, there were families there was gatherings, and behind that smile was a lot of torment and pain. And we need to check on people and don't do it in a cursory level where you're just like, oh, hey, you doing? I'm good. Okay, cool. And you keep it moving. I mean, take a moment to really hug somebody for about 2-3 seconds longer, and just be like, no, really, are you all right? Is there anything we can talk about?
Right. Don't say how are you doing and not wait for someone to answer you. If you ask the question, be prepared to get the answer. You know, make sure that you're asking. I mean, just get outside of ourselves. And if it takes 5 minutes for them to say I'm fine, then let them take 5 minutes. It's only 5 minutes.
Right, exactly. Because I guarantee, you know, we all wish that we would have spent more time really digging with Isaiah, you know, that extra 10 minutes to sit down and chat with him. If it could have made a difference, it would have been worth it. So invest the time in family when it comes to Thanksgiving, and even beyond Thanksgiving, beyond the holidays.
Yeah.
So with that said, we love each and every one of you. We're thankful.
We do.
She getting preachy, y'all.
No, I just want to lift it up.
Yeah, lift it up. You know what? And
let me just say this while we're on it. I'm thankful for my Lovey.
Oh, and I'm thankful for my Snooks.
All right.
And with that said,
until
the next time, be blessed.
Bye.